Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm sorry, let's start off. I'm sorry that I didn't post last week. Last week was hectic. So this week is kind of fun for me, at least. Well, not really. Yes and no. We'll start there. So behind me on the back seat is a shelf in the garage for me to put some of the Honda parts on stuff and organize up my garage a little bit more. As you guys know, it's small and I have problems with space, so I bought a plastic one, 200 pounds per shelf, so I'm not really complaining. And then I got like a nuts and bolts organizer, one that bolts on the wall. I also ordered the special wrench that I needed to back off the adjusters for the rear shims on the diff, the torque wrench I needed, and the backlash tool. So I actually have to get that later today. It's in the mailroom. Hopefully I can make all my errands done before the mailroom closes. That's my goal. I also got like triple square, and then I bought a bearing seat tool for the truck, the triple squares for the Volkswagens. So today, you can probably hear it, it's extremely loud. That wheel bearing is shot. So I have to go get a barcode for this for my community, and then we're gonna head down to Napa because they have it in stock, get the wheel bearing I need, and then go to the garage that just cooled down, move the Honda out, get this in. We're gonna clean up and do the wheel bearing on this and check out a bunch of other stuff. Yesterday, thank you to my lovely girlfriend who saved me. I was on my way home, I stopped, got gas, and then the little coolant / overheat light came on. Car wasn't overheating. I had two forms of, so I don't trust this gauge anymore whatsoever because it works when it wants to, I guess. So I'm gonna change that sensor out one of these days. We found, I had my scan gauge plugged in and I was reading the temp, and like, car didn't get hot. Like it was like 210, or not 210, 205. So then my temp gauge started moving on the dash, so I pulled over and it started spewing antifreeze everywhere. So I popped the hood and I was like, oh great, because it was coming from the water pump area. Great, I blew the water pump. Well, the steam died down, and then I found out that there's like a coupler that runs from the electric water pump that feeds the turbo. There's a coupler between the rubber hose to rubber hose where it goes to hardline. Blew apart. It was definitely shot. So I got stranded. She had to come down, and I got a metal barb fitting. Now, this is where Volkswagen gets tricky. One side is 3/8, which is the side I measured, and the other side was like 5/16 or something like that. So she bought me hose clamps too, so I didn't have the squeeze styles. Thank God she thought ahead, and I was able to crank down the one side, which sealed, and now it's got a metal barb, and now it don't leak. So at least this is fixed, at least that part of it. But I'm about to be at the administration building. I'm gonna do that, stop talking, and then I'll get back with you guys when I get to the garage and we start doing something. Alright, so hopefully you guys can hear and see me. I got you guys set up on the tripod. So I'm gonna get into it. I already cleaned up a little bit, moved some stuff around to make more room. So I'm gonna jack it up, put it on a jack stand, pull this wheel. Now the downfall of what I'm doing is I don't have a press. So my dad told me a long time ago that you can use a sledgehammer, some blocks of wood, pound it out, and then you can use the vise to press it back in. It's just a nightmare. So hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully I don't have to cut the inner race because they seize to the hub sometimes. Hopefully the hub's not destroyed. There's a lot of hopefullys, because if so, the car's stuck. My hatch is sitting outside. So I was just praying that this all goes good. We're gonna jump into it. I'm gonna time lapse it, get it up in the air, or I'll time lapse it after I get it in the air, and then we'll get the wheel off and get the spindle off the car and keep it moving. Okay, so sorry I didn't film much. I was struggling real bad. Oh, probably lighting bad, but I was struggling really bad with the tie rod nut. I finally got it off. That was a nightmare. I ended up just having to tape big vice grips to it, but I got it off. The lower control arm kit that I'm about to order, I gotta bend that dust shield out on the driver's side, but the lower control arm kit that I'm about to get comes with new outer tie rods, so I'm not really concerned about it, and new ball joints and all that. So the wheel bearing came apart pretty easily. I cut the inner race that stuck to the hub, that popped right off, and I was able to just basically tap it back together with a hammer, not even really beating on it. That was like one of the most easiest wheel bearings I've ever done. So far it seems pretty quiet. I gotta get it up to speed. That brake sounds, oh, it's a saw. Woo. So I'm gonna end the video here. I'm sorry that I didn't really film too much. Just being aggravated doesn't make for good filming and good content. So if you guys liked what my video today, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.